Have you looked down at your stomach lately and wondered when it quietly took control? When your shirt started fitting tighter, your strength started slipping, and your sleep turned into those long, restless nights staring at the ceiling? You tell yourself it's just age. Everyone slows down after 60, everyone gains a little weight, everyone wakes up at 3 a.m. for no reason. But what if that's not the full story? Here's the shocking truth most seniors never hear. That stubborn belly fat, that softening muscle, that broken sleep pattern are not random acts of aging. They are signals. Signals that something in your daily routine is quietly working against you. And the cruel part, it may be sitting right in your kitchen right now, disguised as healthy. As we age, our bodies change in ways no one fully explains. After 60, muscle tissue doesn't just shrink because you move less. It shrinks because your body becomes resistant to the very signals that tell it to rebuild. Your metabolism doesn't just slow down, it becomes confused. Hormones that once worked like a well-rehearsed orchestra begin missing their cues. Insulin lingers longer, cortisol spikes more easily, growth hormone declines. The result? Fat storage increases, especially around the belly, while muscle quietly melts away. Think of your body like a savings account. In your 30s and 40s, deposits and withdrawals were balanced. After 60, withdrawals start happening automatically. Muscle is withdrawn. Deep sleep is withdrawn. Energy is withdrawn. And if you're not intentionally making deposits, the account runs low fast. Many people dismiss the signs: the afternoon fatigue, the loss of grip strength, the way climbing stairs feels heavier than it used to, the fragile sleep that breaks at the smallest noise. They say that's just aging. But aging alone does not explain why some 65-year-olds are vibrant and lean while others feel trapped in bodies that no longer respond. And here's the kicker. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that adults over 60 can lose up to 8% of their muscle mass per decade without intervention. 8%. That's not subtle, that's structural. And when muscle declines, metabolism declines with it. Less muscle means fewer calories burned at rest. Fewer calories burned means more stored. Stored where? Right around the abdomen, wrapping your organs like insulation you never asked for. Now add sleep to the equation. Poor sleep increases hunger hormones. The very next day, it raises cravings for quick carbohydrates. It increases stress hormones that signal your body to hold on to fat. So you wake tired, you eat for energy, your blood sugar spikes, insulin rises, and the cycle tightens. But what if I told you that nutritionists are quietly recommending one simple powder, something affordable, accessible, and backed by data that can help reverse this spiral? Studies have shown up to a 36% improvement in muscle protein synthesis in older adults when this nutrient is used correctly. Improved muscle, better metabolic signaling, even deeper sleep, yet almost no one talks about it. Instead, we focus on cutting calories, on walking more, on blaming willpower. Meanwhile, the real issue may be what you're consuming every single day that disrupts your body's rebuilding process. Because before we talk about what to add, we need to talk about what's sabotaging you. There is one common item marketed as convenient, even healthy, that may be silently inflaming your system, accelerating muscle loss, and making belly fat nearly impossible to lose. So what is this dangerous kitchen staple so many seniors rely on without question? That innocent-looking bottle of flavored coffee creamer sitting beside your morning mug, you pour it in without thinking. It says low fat. It says heart-friendly. Some even say plant-based. It feels harmless. Comforting even. But when we look closer together, ingredient by ingredient, the story changes. Most commercial creamers are built on refined oils, stabilizers and added sugars, hiding under softer names like corn syrup solids. When you heat them, stir them, sip them daily, you're bathing your metabolism in a cocktail designed to spike blood sugar and confuse insulin signaling. And after 60, your insulin sensitivity isn't what it used to be. Your cells don't open their doors as easily, so glucose lingers in the bloodstream longer. Insulin stays elevated longer. An elevated insulin is a storage hormone. It tells your body, hold on to fat, especially around the abdomen. Here's what many people believe. It's just a splash. It can't matter. But small daily habits are like tiny drips of water on stone. One drip doesn't carve the rock. Thousands do. A 2017 study published in Nutritionists found that diets high in added sugars were associated with significantly greater visceral fat accumulation in adults over 50, independent of total calories consumed. That means even if you're not overeating, the type of calories still reshapes your body. Visceral fat isn't just padding, it's metabolically active tissue. It releases inflammatory compounds that interfere with muscle repair. It disrupts sleep cycles. It worsens insulin resistance. It's not passive weight, it's an active saboteur. And then there are the hydrogenated or highly processed seed oils, often hiding inside those creamers. When repeatedly heated and consumed, they can promote low-grade inflammation. Nothing dramatic, no flashing warning signs, just a slow simmer beneath the surface. Achy joints, sluggish mornings, slightly elevated blood markers your doctor calls borderline. Over time, inflammation makes muscle rebuilding harder and fat loss slower. Now, this doesn't mean you can't enjoy your coffee. It means we need to be intentional. Swap the artificial creamer for a small amount of real cream, unsweetened almond milk, or even better, drink it black if you can tolerate it. Reduce the sugar load. Reduce the inflammatory oils. Your metabolism will thank you quietly at first, then visibly. But the creamer is only part of the problem. Let's look at something even more common. Something that appears in breakfast bowls, snack bars, and even healthy smoothies. Refined breakfast cereals and processed granola blends. They wear halos, whole grain, fortified, high fiber. But turn the box around, many contain more sugar per serving than dessert. And because they're pulverized into fine particles, they digest rapidly, causing sharp glucose spikes. Imagine throwing dry leaves onto a fire. That's what refined grains do to your blood sugar. A 2015 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that high glycemic load diets were linked to increased abdominal fat deposition and poorer sleep quality in older adults. Poor sleep again. The cycle repeats. You eat a bowl in the morning, energy rises quickly, then crashes. By mid-afternoon, you're fatigued. You reach for another quick carb. Insulin rises again. Fat storage continues. Meanwhile, muscle rebuilding stalls because your body is focused on managing blood sugar chaos, and here's the emotional weight of it. You thought you were doing the right thing. You chose the cereal labeled heart healthy. You bought the granola recommended by an ad. You tried. That's what makes it so concerning. The sabotage is subtle. It feels responsible. Until months pass, years pass, and you wonder why your waistline expands while your arms thin. We're not talking about perfection. We're talking about patterns. Daily glucose surges, daily inflammation, daily signals telling your body to store rather than rebuild. And if these two seemingly small habits can do this much damage over time, imagine what happens when the next hidden culprit enters the picture. And then we come to something even more deeply embedded in daily life. Not a splash in your coffee, not a bowl in the morning, but something people are told to rely on as they age. Something marketed as strength in a bottle, meal replacement shakes. They promise convenience, high protein, added vitamins, perfect for seniors. But look closely at many of them. Alongside the protein powder are long lists of synthetic additives, artificial sweeteners, and cheap protein isolates stripped of their natural cofactors. On paper, they look efficient. In reality, they can create metabolic confusion. Artificial sweeteners may contain 0 calories, but they are not invisible to your body. Research published in Cell Metabolism in 2014 demonstrated that certain non-nutritive sweeteners altered gut bacteria in ways that worsened glucose tolerance. That means your blood sugar control can deteriorate even without real sugar entering your bloodstream. It's like tricking the body too many times. Eventually, it stops trusting the signal. Your gut is not just for digestion, it is a command center. It influences inflammation, muscle repair, even sleep cycles. When artificial ingredients disrupt that environment, the ripple effects reach far beyond your stomach. Bloating, fatigue, unexplained weight gain, poor recovery after exercise. I remember speaking with a woman named Linda, 72 years old, retired teacher, disciplined and determined. She had been drinking 2 meal replacement shakes a day because she wanted to get more protein and lose belly fat. Instead, her abdomen felt distended, her sleep worsened, her muscle tone declined. She was frustrated and ashamed, convinced she lacked willpower. When we examined her routine, the shakes were loaded with artificial sweeteners and low-quality protein blends. Once she transitioned to whole food protein sources and eliminated the additives, something shifted. Within 6 weeks, her bloating reduced. Her waist measurement dropped by 2 inches. She slept through the night for the first time in months. Not magic, just biology allowed to function properly again. But even these processed shakes are not the worst offender. The number one hidden health trap, the cruel irony sitting in so many cupboards, is ultra-refined white flour products. White bread, white crackers, white pasta. Food stripped of fiber and micronutrients, leaving behind rapidly digestible starch that floods your bloodstream like a tidal wave. This is the silent killer of metabolic resilience. White flour converts to glucose quickly, faster than many sugars. Each surge demands insulin, and insulin's job is storage. Chronically elevated insulin doesn't just store fat, it blocks fat burning. It suppresses the hormonal signals that preserve muscle. Over time, your body becomes locked in storage mode. A 2018 study in the Lancet Public Health followed older adults consuming high amounts of refined grains and found significantly increased central obesity and higher markers of inflammation compared to those eating whole, intact grains. Central obesity means belly fat wrapped around vital organs. Inflammation means impaired recovery and poorer sleep quality. Here's the cruel irony. These foods are soft, easy to chew, easy to digest. Many seniors turn to them because they feel gentle and comforting. Toast in the morning, crackers in the afternoon, pasta for dinner. Simple, familiar, but metabolically, they are relentless. Every spike reinforces the cycle. Fat gain accelerates. Muscle rebuilding slows. Nighttime awakenings increase because unstable blood sugar triggers stress hormones at 2 or 3 a.m. You wake up wired, not rested. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because once you remove the biggest metabolic saboteurs, you create space for repair. And here's the turning point. Avoiding harm is only half the battle. Clearing the weeds doesn't grow the garden. You must also nourish the soil intentionally. So now let's turn the page from what you must avoid to what you must take daily. The first healing nutrient most seniors overlook is collagen protein. You may have heard of it in beauty circles, but it's far more than skin deep. After 60, your body's natural collagen production drops sharply. Tendons, ligaments, cartilage, even muscles themselves rely on collagen as scaffolding. Without it, tissues weaken quietly, your posture shifts, joints ache, and muscles cannot rebuild efficiently. Think of your body as a building. Collagen is the steel framework holding it upright. Without it, everything becomes shaky. Many people assume protein powders alone are enough, but not all proteins are created equal. Collagen provides the specific amino acids, glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, that stimulate muscle repair and joint support. A 2020 study in Nutritionists demonstrated that adults over 60 supplementing with 10 grams of hydrolyzed collagen daily for 12 weeks showed measurable improvements in muscle mass, joint comfort, and overall mobility. Those who had previously struggled to regain strength found new momentum. I think of James, a 67-year-old former carpenter. Years of physical labor left him with creaky knees and thinning arms. He began using a collagen powder mixed into his morning tea, not as a cure, but as a gentle addition. Within 6 weeks, he noticed he could lift heavier groceries, bend without discomfort, and even started walking longer distances. His sleep improved too because less pain meant deeper rest. It wasn't instant magic, but it was real, tangible change. Collagen is naturally present in bone broth, chicken skin, and fish skin. But to reach therapeutic levels for rebuilding muscle and improving joint function, supplementation is often the fastest route. Mixing a small scoop into water, tea, or a smoothie each morning quietly starts to repair the invisible scaffolding of your body. But collagen alone isn't enough. Next we turn to magnesium, a mineral so subtle yet profoundly powerful. After 60, magnesium absorption decreases and dietary intake rarely meets the need. Magnesium regulates hundreds of enzymatic processes, but for seniors, it is particularly critical for muscle contraction, nerve function, and deep restorative sleep. Think of magnesium as the gentle conductor coordinating the orchestra of your body. Without it, rhythms go off, muscles twitch, nerves fire unnecessarily, and sleep fragments. A study published in the Journal of Aging Research in 2019 found that older adults supplementing with magnesium nightly for 8 weeks experienced a 23% improvement in sleep efficiency and reported significantly less nighttime waking. Imagine lying down and actually staying asleep, allowing your body to perform its nightly repair cycles, muscle rebuilding, fat regulation, hormonal balance, all while you rest. Patients often notice the effects quickly. Take Ellen, 71, who had battled restless legs and fragmented sleep for years. After adding a magnesium powder before bed, her legs calmed, she slept through the night, and by morning her energy felt restored. Over time, she also noticed her midsection firming slightly as better sleep improved her metabolic function. Magnesium is naturally found in pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, and dark chocolate, but a powder supplement ensures consistent intake, especially for those struggling with digestive absorption or dietary gaps. Combined, collagen and magnesium start to rewrite the story of aging. One rebuilds the structural scaffolding, while the other ensures the body's internal rhythms run smoothly. Together they create a foundation for more strength, more mobility, and better sleep. As we move toward the final, most potent healing nutrients, you'll see how these foundational steps set the stage for transformation. They prepare the body, calm the inflammation, and stabilize metabolism so that the final 2 powders can truly unlock fat loss, muscle rebuilding, and deep restorative sleep. And once you understand them, the last step, the most powerful overlooked powder, will feel not just possible but essential. The second to last healing powerhouse is protein peptide powder, but not just any protein. This is a nutrient designed specifically for older adults, a blend rich in leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis even when your body is less responsive. After 60, your muscles become stubborn. Ordinary protein often isn't enough to ignite rebuilding. Leucine, however, acts like a key, unlocking your body's natural repair machinery. Think of it as the spark that wakes sleeping cells. Without it, muscle growth remains stalled and metabolism lags. With it, your body finally remembers how to rebuild. I remember Samuel, 70, a retired firefighter who had watched his strength diminish for years. He tried resistance bands, light weights, even high-protein diets, but nothing seemed to stick. Within 3 weeks of adding a leucine-rich protein peptide powder to his morning smoothie, he noticed subtle but undeniable changes. Standing from a chair felt easier. His biceps regained shape. By 8 weeks, he was lifting heavier than he had in 5 years. The change wasn't just physical, it was empowering. He felt alive in his body again. Natural sources include whey, soy, and pea protein, but the concentrated peptide powders offer a precise dose of leucine without unnecessary calories or sugars. Mixed into morning drinks or evening shakes, it works quietly, daily, rebuilding your strength from the inside out. This is a powder that doesn't just support muscle, it reignites it. And finally, the crown jewel, the Nutritionists call the most powerful for seniors, a specialized magnesium-calcium protein blend designed to regulate metabolism, improve sleep, and accelerate fat loss while preserving lean tissue. This powder works on multiple fronts. It calms the nervous system for deep restorative sleep, replenishes minerals depleted with age, and supports enzymatic pathways that burn fat efficiently. Sleep deeply, wake energized, and watch your body respond in ways you thought were no longer possible. I met Grace, 65, who had struggled with belly fat for years despite walking daily and eating sensibly. She added this blend to her routine, sipping it nightly before bed. Within 10 days, she noticed her abdomen feeling lighter. By the 3rd week, she woke rested for the first time in years. Within 2 months, her waistline was visibly reduced, her energy returned, and her confidence soared. She described it as feeling like myself again, not just slimmer, but restored, resilient, and alive. Integrating these powders into your daily life is simpler than most imagine. Begin with collagen in the morning, stir a scoop into tea or a smoothie. Add the leucine-rich protein mid-morning or post-light exercise. End your day with the magnesium calcium protein blend before bed. Drink it slowly, savouring the ritual. In days you'll feel subtle shifts, less stiffness, more energy. In weeks your sleep deepens. In months your body composition transforms. Your belly softens, your arms firm, your strength returns. And it's not just about appearance, it's about reclaiming your vitality, your independence, your joy. Every sip is a step toward the body that reflects your life's experience, not one worn down by time. You are not powerless. You are not destined for decline. Each day you take these powders, you feed resilience, repair and energy back into your life. Remember, the journey is yours, and it begins with one simple choice today. Commit to giving your body the nutrients it silently begs for. Watch how your mornings brighten, your days energize, and your nights restore. And as you do, you join countless seniors who have rediscovered strength, melted stubborn belly fat, and awakened a sense of vitality that many thought lost forever. Take this knowledge, make it your daily ritual, and step confidently into a future where your body supports the life you've earned. You are capable, you are strong, and with these powders, you are unstoppable.